cannot relate to. You want to be there for them, but you can't fully understand what's going on in their life. Someone tells you, put yourself in their shoes. You try and try, but it is just too difficult. You want to squeeze your feet in, but your feet are a few sizes too big. This expression, put yourself in someone's shoes, is used to this today. Think about it. How can you completely relate to a moment in someone else's life without experiencing that same moment? It's simply unrealistic. This expression, however, adequately describes peer mentoring. A peer mentorship takes place between someone who is going through a specific experience, the mentee, and someone who has already gone through that experience, the mentor. Throughout a peer mentorship, the mentor acts as a guide, a friend, and supporter to the mentee. Both individuals can fully relate to each other because they went through such similar experiences. It is almost as if they wore the same shoe size. If you find someone with the same shoe size as you, it can change your life. It was a Tuesday in 2014 when I was diagnosed with type 1 or juvenile diabetes. Type 1 diabetes occurs when the pancreas lacks the amount of insulin and glucagon needed to fulfill the body's needs. I use an insulin pump to monitor my diabetes. However, insulin shots are often used as well. When most people hear the word diabetes, they often think of type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes usually occurs when an individual is overweight and living an unhealthy lifestyle. At first, I thought this was the only type of diabetes, which made my diagnosis process even more difficult. Being diagnosed with diabetes was my lowest moment. Doctor grabbed my arms as she pulled me out the door. I'm not going, I screamed. I was just told that my blood sugar was too high and I had to go to the hospital. I was confused, and I was scared, and I was truly unhappy. The nurses kept saying, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Seriously, you know how hard it is. You know how hard it is? I yelled back, you don't know, you don't. Do you have diabetes? None of them did. They couldn't relate to what was going on in my life because they had never been through the same experience as me. They couldn't put themselves into my shoes because we didn't share a shoe size. The entire month after leaving the hospital, I continued to push away anyone that wanted to help me. On one occasion, I told a friend I lost a tooth, when the truth was, I had to go test my blood sugar. After months of resistance, I finally found the one person I needed more than anything. I met another juvenile diabetic at a bakery near me. Let's call her Bakery Girl. Now, I may have diabetes, but that doesn't remove the fact that meeting a big, possibly scary teenage girl when you are only in the 4th grade is a little bit intimidating. I was shy at the time and definitely didn't savor this encounter as much as I should have. That being said, I finally opened up to Bakery Girl and discussed everything from diabetes technology to our diagnosis experience. I let out all the confusion, all the fear, and all the unhappiness I'd been holding inside for months. Without knowing it, Bakery Girl had peer mentored me, and she had changed my life. This impactful moment made me wonder, did other diabetics have a Bakery Girl to mentor them during diagnosis? The results of a small survey, as well as the statistics from American Diabetes Association, prove that approximately 14,320 individuals per year are diagnosed without a peer mentor. To give you an idea of how large that number is, imagine this auditorium completely filled, 29 times. That is way too many people going through the same horrible experience that I had to go through. I needed to make an impact on one of those people. So at the beginning of this year, my diabetes social counselor paired me up with a teenage girl who had just gotten diagnosed with diabetes. Let's call her Mentee Guinea Pig, or MGP. MGP and I began texting every day, but it wasn't the type of conversations I had originally imagined. I predicted we would hang out, grab lunch, and become best buddies. Instead, all I was doing was answering her simple questions. Sometimes in life, we have this vision of how something's going to occur. And when it doesn't work out as perfectly as we anticipated, it can come as a shock. Any relationship that only consists of asking and answering questions often ends quickly. And that's exactly what happened with MGP and I began researching possible reasons a peer mentorship could fail. Lucia Beauchamp, a mentor for students at Seton Hall, said, "It is up to the mentee to drive the relationship and learn from the mentor. The mentee is only going to give back what they put into the relationship." This calmed me knowing it wasn't entirely my fault that the mentorship failed. However, I still assumed there was more to MGP's reasoning. So I continued with my research. I came across new social media app for type 1 diabetics. It is almost like Instagram, but the only users are people like me. This was exciting, having a platform to talk about diabetes-related problems I can't talk about with my family and friends. I used the app to ask a question. If you were to mentor when diagnosed, did you find it helpful? I got 3 total responses. The first person said they had a mentor, and it changed their life. The second person wished they had a mentor. And the third person said, "I've used Google as a mentor. Anytime I had a question, it was right there in the palm of my hand." That final comment stuck out to me and made me wonder, how did my mentoring MGP differ from using Google? A study done by California State University proves that mentors often succeed better than experts. It furthers that experts who attempt mentoring fail because they have the mindset of an expert, not a mentor. I came to the conclusion that I was not mentoring MGP, I acted only as an expert. Why would any mentee want a mentor who offered nothing special that the internet can provide? I needed to emphasize an angle that would differentiate myself from a mentor versus an expert. I realized I can be a mentee's friend. Think about that one friend you have that offers the best advice, answers the most important questions, and is there for you no matter what roadblocks come your way. The next time I mentor someone, I need to incorporate qualities from that friend. Now that I defined my obstacle as well as my solution, I was ready to test my skills. Once again, I spoke to my diabetes social counselor, and we discussed my idea for a new mentoring program. The program will be offered to all the future diabetics who struggle with their diagnosis process. I created an email that acts as a sneak peek for what it would be like to have a mentor. It shares secrets, advice, and motivation I have learned over the years while living with diabetes. If the mentee wanted to reach out to me and continue their relationship, it was 100% their option, and no one would be forcing an unwanted relationship. Although this program is yet to launch, I already know its purpose. It's going to change someone's life. It's going to change my life. It's going to show people that they are not going through any experience alone. Sometimes in life, we are lucky enough to find a friend, a family member, or even just an acquaintance that fits into our shoes. If you have found this person, think about a moment the two of you shared. Now imagine that moment without them. How did the moment change? How is your life different? Continue to think about this, and hopefully you realize how lucky you are to share a shoe size with someone else in the world.